Jetsons, and I love the Jetsons theme song. Real musicians, actual people playing musical instruments. Pretty neat. Talent.
Meet George Jetson.
Love it.
His boy Al Wright.
Here comes that New Orleans trumpet.
Daughter Judy.
Chopsticks on the piano. These people are smart and creative that put this stuff together. Now, pretty much, all you got to do is sing a song. As long as the lyrics sort of rhyme, that's pretty King Kong. You just repeat the lyrics, sing about a girl's butt, and sooner or later you are King Tut. That song's called King Tut, by the way, Miss Peaches. It's on my new CD called We Love the Ladies. We love the ladies. Ladies spelled with a T. We love the ladies. And it's a capital T. It goes above L-A and I-E-S. Ladies. It's like a, all-encompassing kind of thing. All right. Should you want to just put Jetson's theme song back on and we would just reset this program? I won't do the rap and none of that. I rap like I wrap gifts at Christmas time, just really poorly. Really poorly. I used to tape the wrapping to the box. I figured out how to get it like where it's on the outside, but I'm still a bad rapper. Yo, 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 I'm a bad rapper. Corey Johnson with you. Our Humane May fundraisers going on. What's in this water? Our Humane May fundraiser is going on. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Miss Peaches, I think I have your vodka and you've got my water. Yes, let's swap bottles out. And I see a pack of Misties over here. Were you sitting in this spot again, Miss Peaches, watching television? Oh, boy. Miss Peaches at the controls, Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Humane May fundraiser. It ends a week from tomorrow. 1 week from tomorrow, that's it. Please donate and donate generously. Humane May fundraiser. Monday's Memorial Day. So a lot of folks this weekend, it sort of doesn't even count. It's really like 3-4 solid days left in this fundraiser. 3 or 4 days where folks are kind of paying attention. We're trying to save cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. Trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May. We do it every year for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Please donate right now. humanela.org. 91 degrees, 57% humidity. Feels like 97 degrees out there. Summertime is here. Memorial Day weekend. This is the deal. No rain in sight. Wake up to like mid-70s. And every day it's going to get into the 90s. And who knows, we might have some feels like north of 100. Memorial Day Monday, supposed to be a feels like north of 100 day. We'll see. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration released their hurricane season forecast for 2024. An above average season. This sounds like the Ron Jeremy thing. When he was trying to get the cologne to attract the women. It works 100% of the time, 50% of the time, or something like that. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says it's a 85% chance it's an above average hurricane season, like 17 out of 20. Above average, 10% chance it's just normal, and only a 5% chance it's below normal. 1 in 20 that it's below normal. And then, Miss Peaches, they say they have a 70% confidence level in those percentages. So it's very much like Ron Burgundy. It's an 85% chance there's going to be an above average hurricane season. And we have a 70% confidence level in that 85% chance prediction. Believe it or not, that does make sense. 17 to 25 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, 4 to 7 of them are major. They've been wrong. Hopefully they're wrong again. This is just a forecast, a prediction, but it's based on real data. El Nino turning into La Nina, less wind, more heated up Atlantic, etc. Sets it all up. The Saints, the LSED. That's what's in this water. LSED, maybe. The Saints and the Louisiana Stadium and Exposition District, the long-term Superdome lease. It's all out in the public now. That's basically what it boils down to. We nailed it yesterday, kind of on the fly. I mean, this story broke while the show was going on. And I started out with like weird story. The Saints are 4 months back, according to the LSED, almost $12 million in dome renovations. What's that about? Can't make, heads or tails of it. Is it some leverage play? And then just every break, made a few phone calls, talked to some sources, talked to one guy just really smart and gets big business and all that, and just started kind of getting a different opinion on what was going on just based off of the little bit of information we had, and pretty much nailed it. By the end of the program, we were talking about the Saints lease. They're dumping a couple $100 million into the dome. They've got $50 million left. That's their leverage to get this long-term lease signed. LSED wants the dome to be finished for the Super Bowl. The Saints just signed an extension till 2030 in December. This can wait. Whatever the leverage play is on either side, that's what's going on right now. I think both sides, they're going to bang it out. They're going to work it out. The state, the LSED, Jeff Landry now, who knows what he's doing. He might be, all over Gale Benson in a positive way, against the Saints in a negative way. You never know. You don't know what his agenda is. It's based off of his agenda, not what's the commonsensical best way to approach this? I mean, this governor says the Mid-Barataria diversion they inherited that. It's a mess. Like, it is? Really? Okay. You inherited that. Yeah, you inherited everything that's going on right now in the state. You inherited. Such a lame response. Anyway, I think cooler heads will prevail. The Saints will get the long-term lease. It's all about particulars and payments and all that stuff. I don't know the details. Could be about Benson Tower and state offices there. When those leases end, they're going to roll over and stay in, line with the Saints Superdome lease. I have no idea. I'm just guessing at what it could be. The state wants to do 30 years, but they want to revisit, is the Superdome up to date every decade? And the Saints want to do it every 5 years or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing what could be the holdup. But apparently there's a holdup. And the Saints strategy was, we're going to hold out on payments till we get this thing right, because we got about $50 million left to dump in the dome. There's 8 months till the Super Bowl. That's our leverage. And the LSED's like, hey, you guys promised to put in a third. The Super Bowl's in 8 months. That's our leverage. We'll talk about that. This impasse delays looking into the Smoothie King Center, upgrading that, new arena, all of that. It's all about Saints / Pelicans long-term stability in the city. And boy, social media just gets dopey and dumb, from new stadium to sell the team to they're moving. People are absolutely crazy, and it gains momentum, and then other people comment, and the pile of poop is like a little marble on the snow mountain, and it starts gaining snowflakes. It turns into a baseball, and then it's basketball size of a Volkswagen Bug all of a sudden. a house, it's an avalanche, takes out like the whole village. You just social media. I mean, I don't even get involved in this. I commented one thing on Ralph Marlboro, the guy who does stuff for Channel 4. Pretty insightful, funny, intellectual, just like anybody else, a dude with an opinion on the Saints. And I commented, this is just bringing out every knucklehead and, this about Gail Benson, that about her. I mean, just illogical, irrational, emotional nonsense. Saints and the LSED are definitely out in the public on this, but I think cooler heads will prevail. That's where logic is kind of leading. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine. Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line. Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Best quality, best price, best selection. You know I'm talking about Rouse's Markets. Number one grocery store everywhere they are, literally. Number one rated grocery store in every single market they're in. If it's home of Thibodeau, where they started, they're number one. If it's Lake Charles, they're number one. If it's Lafayette, number one. Baton Rouge, number one. Southern Mississippi, like Diamond Head, Ocean Springs, number one. Mobile, Alabama, South Alabama. Mobile, Alabama, number one grocery store, Rouse's Markets, Mobile, Alabama. And, of course, New Orleans, over a third of all Rouse's are located in Metro New Orleans. Rouse's Markets, best quality, best price, best selection, tastes like home, voted number one grocery store in every market they're in. From Lake Charles to beyond Mobile, Alabama, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Rouse's Markets. Yeah, you folks heading to Memorial Day weekend, you know, down there heading to Fort Morgan or Orange Beach or Ono Island, Gulf Shores, Alabama. Couple of Rouse's Markets down there with all the goodies you want. Everything you need, that New Orleans flavor, that South Louisiana flavor that you just don't get with some Alabama or Southeastern grocery store. It's nice to go to the beach, and Rouse's is there with you. Boy, it's hot out there, 91 degrees. We'll talk about the Saints and the LSED, the long-term Superdome lease. That's all public now. The bill to turn New Orleans catch basins and smaller pipes, the cleaning of those from the city's Department of Doesn't Works to the Sewage and Water Board passed the House, 91 zip. The mayor opposes this. Additional funding is needed. It's going to pass the Senate. The governor will sign it. 72,000 catch basins. Sewage and Water Board will be responsible for them, not the city's Department of Public Works that wasn't doing a very good job. Hey, there's a doctor out of Houston that might have a cure for macular degeneration. That second word especially isn't good. Degeneration. Dr. Michael Riddle joins us on the program. How are you, Doc? Hey, Dr. Riddle, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Good afternoon.
Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, got you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Oh, excellent. Yes, sir, I can.
Excellent. Hey, good afternoon. How are things going?
Wonderful. Wonderful. We've got some good summer weather here, and I appreciate you having me on to talk about my company's mission to cure macular degeneration blindness. Would you like me to talk a little bit, or do you want me to answer some questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, first off, what is macular degeneration blindness, and what is this cure that you guys think you have right now, Doc?
Well, macular degeneration blindness is the leading cause of blindness in the United States and the world for everyone 60 years of age and older. Right now, there's over 2 million people that are blind from this macular degeneration. And there is no treatment that's available right now that improves the vision of patients. There's even a gene therapy out for $850,000 that does not improve vision. It only promises to slow down the progression of the disease. What my company has done is essentially taken something that was proven in academia back in 2007. A cure was found and proven in 2007 where a group grew some retinal pigmented epithelium cells and put it on a little transplantable patch and transplanted it into two patients. The first patient could only read 8 letters on an eye chart. If you remember an eye chart with the big letters at the top and the small letters at the bottom.
Yep.
And after the transplant, they were able to read 29 letters, and the second patient was only able to read 10 letters, and after the transplant went to 39 letters after the transplant, essentially curing their blindness. But the problem is that they're using embryonic stem cells, which have some serious problems. One of which is it has the possibility of growing a teratoma tumor that grows teeth and hair, and you don't want that inside your eyes. And it also requires some immunosuppression, which could make you more susceptible to cancer as well as minor viral illnesses. And what my company's done is come up with a modern version of this patch where we're using cells that we take from the patient's own bone marrow, and we transform those cells into the retinal pigmented epithelium and put it on a dissolvable patch. So we're taking 25 years of research, and we've come up with the best solution possible. And we're moving our mission forward to cure macular degeneration blindness with our patches.
And I guess using the own patient's bone marrow instead of stem cells from patient XYZ, it matches. There's no delay there. There's no process where you have to get that to link up.
Absolutely. There's no substitute for using your own cells. So there's no immunosuppression necessary, and you're guaranteed a perfect match every time.
You still there, Doc?
Yes.
You have you're guaranteed a perfect match every time. Just not only is that good for the patient, is this going to speed up you guys getting FDA approval? Who needs to approve this?
So this is going to go through an FDA approval process. Right now, we're about to start our large animal trials. We have a very similar product to the National Eye Institute. Unfortunately, their product also carries a teratoma risk, so we've solved that problem as well. And one of their scientists is on our advisory board working with us. So our regulatory path is much cleaner than the other two groups in the U.S. that are currently developing their own patch product. One uses embryonic stem cells. The other ones use what's called an induced pluripotent cell. But definitely the best solution is to use bone marrow-derived cells from the patient that's requiring this treatment.
Doc, what is this process doing to stop the degeneration, the macular degeneration, or give a patient that is blind or mostly blind much improved sight? What are you guys doing to the eyes?
So that's a great question. So what causes macular degeneration is the deposit of what's called drusen material underneath the retinal pigmented epithelium cells that nourish the photoreceptor cells. Essentially, it's like plaque in your arteries, and that's why for most people it's an age-related process, and it just creates a barrier between the capillaries bringing blood and nutrients to the cells, and when it has that barrier, the cells start to die off, and then they cannot maintain the photoreceptor cells, and people lose their vision. When we go in to install these patches, we scrape that drusen when we make the pocket to install the patch, and when we scrape that pocket, it resets the disease process. Essentially, once we transplant this patch, it'll take about 50 years to 70 years for the drusen to grow back and cause a problem again. So effectively, it will be a cure and not just a temporary treatment.
What would just clearing the drusen do? How long until you're back to not seeing again?
So when people are experiencing vision loss, a lot of times the RPE cells in the macula have already died off in an area of what's called geographic atrophy. And when we restore those cells in there, it allows for the photoreceptor cells to repopulate and grow back in.
Gotcha. Doc, any final thoughts besides telling everybody a website where they can find out more about this?
Well, right now we're looking for some strategic investors to come in, but definitely to get some more information, you can visit our website at www.mesogen, MESOGEN as in nickel.com. And I've got my cell phone number on there, and I've got my website, my email address, so you can contact me with any questions. I'd be happy to tell anybody that wants to learn more about it.
Mesogen like me, M-E, so like S-O, and then Gen, G-E-N, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So like I'm very Gen. Mesogen.com.
Yes, sir.
.com. Dr. Riddle, thanks.
Well, I sure appreciate the opportunity to be on your show, and you have a great day, sir.
You too. Thank you, Dr. Riddle.
Bye-bye.
Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday. I thought that was pretty interesting when I heard about it and had access to the doc. I said, yeah, I'd love to bring him on as a guest. Humane May fundraiser going on a week from tomorrow, calling it a day. In the month of May, every year, we're trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs, kittens and puppies for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Go to their website, humanela.org. humanela.org. Upper left-hand corner, you'll see me laying there with Blue Boy. Click on that little whatever photo of me laying around with the dogs and the cats, and you can donate right there. Please do it and be generous. humanela.org. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. I'll start with this question. The city has 4 1,000-plus room hotels. 4 hotels that have at least 1,000 rooms. Name 3 of the 4. It looks like the city's about to get a 5th by the convention center. I'll fill you in on the nearly $600 million Omni. Coming up next. Don't move.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Social media, like a kazoo, anyone can play. No talent required. I mentioned that Jetsons theme song when we started the program. Real musicians, like an orchestra. You know, it was back in the 60s. These people were like professionals. That means they practiced a long time and got so good that people paid them for what they did. Professional musicians, talented, special, not just somebody sitting in a computer creating a beat and some rhyme that doesn't even rhyme. No, actual musicians. It's kind of nice. I like that. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Something real. Something real. Hey, speaking of, I got 50 big bucks. It's real. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa for you. The city has 4 1,000-plus room hotels. They're about to get a 5th. The convention center may be getting a $565 million plus 1,000 plus room Omni Hotel, like literally connected to the convention center. They've been talking about this for years. Start construction next year, open in about 4 years. Just slow boat. I forget which city had a hotel. They built it in like 18 months. Breaking ground, 18 months later, it's open. This is like a 4-year build. Anyway, whatever, we'll take it. I guess it's going to be right hooked to the convention center, down by the Crescent City connection, next door to the River District neighborhood. So that's nice. River District's going to be north of $1 billion. Then you got a $565 million plus hotel that's going right next door. All of a sudden, you know, over time and added things, this thing could be like $2 billion plus right there on the river. Work, play, live, kind of everything in one spot. There's like a super mini version of it in Baton Rouge, of all places, maybe $100 million, not $1 billion. It's called Perkins Row in Baton Rouge. Some people live there, work there, shop, eat, live, like didn't leave for 4 days, that kind of thing. Well, rode my bike and walked. In Atlanta, there's Atlantic Station up the I-85, which it's anchored by like a Wachovia bank tower. It's got a hotel. It's got a shopping mall. It's got apartments, condos, homes, schools. It's in that one little area. Right in the middle of Atlanta, Atlantic Station. Live, play, work, eat, shop, all in one spot. Entertainment. That's the River District. And like Atlantic Station in Atlanta, it's going to be like $1 billion. It's going to be anchored by Shell and 800 Shell jobs and a new Shell building. That's nice. That's good stuff. Hopefully they get all this going. It's been a lot of talk. And something I even know, and I do very few deals. I'm a talk radio TV guy. I wish I was a deal maker. I'd have more dinero, mucho dinero. No, time kills deals. The person that came up with that was brilliant. When someone wants something and you're selling it, you make time to get it to that person and sell it right away. Can I look at it today? Yes. Cancel your plans and go show them. Time kills deal. Tomorrow might not feel good, may have a change in plans, may have a different idea, may wake up and go, you know what, I don't like that. May wake up sick, someone may die, they may get in an accident, you may get in an accident, you may die. Time kills deals. So this River District thing, 4 years since it was announced, not a piling in the ground, that's scary. And New Orleans has no sense of urgency to get a piling in the ground. It's mind-blowing. In New Orleans, coupled with how hard it is to get a business going, people that are fighting you, bringing a business in. Wow. No, it's amazing that thing's still alive. Speaking of the river, Audubon Riverfront Park. $50 million over a few years to build. Basically from today's existing moonwalk heading east, eliminating the Governor Nichols Street Wharf, eliminating the Esplanade Avenue Wharf, and continuing a linear park moonwalk into this new park, this riverfront park, seamlessly going right into the present day Crescent Park. So you're going to be able to go basically from like the Riverside Hilton, from like Canal Street, from the ferry, all the way to like Poland Avenue on the river. Think about that. From the Canal Street, Poydras, the Four Seasons, Spanish Plaza, the Riverside Hilton, all on the river, all the way to Poland Avenue. That's got to be a good 3 miles, I would think, of riverfront linear park. How nice is that? Absolutely incredible. No, finally getting it done, connecting it all. We underutilize the riverfront. We underutilize the lakefront. I remember Kenner did a study a few years ago, did it right, hired an outside firm in Atlanta. What can we do with Rivertown? What can we do with the lakefront? Help us out. What are your ideas? And surprise, surprise, we have 1.3 million folks in Metro New Orleans. About 1,000 people, maybe 1,000, live on the water, either on the river or on the lake. Maybe 1,000 or 2,000 out of 1.3, 1.2 plus million. Insane. No, this Atlanta company was like, put like apartments and condos and apartment condo towers and residential type stuff on the river Batcher, on the river. Take advantage of being on the Mississippi River. It's like, my God, all those companies that are in like Jefferson Parish, Orleans Parish proper on the river, especially River Road in Jefferson, all those companies should be moved upriver to another parish, and all those sites should be condo towers just on big piles where the river can flow right under them if need be. But they'd probably have like a flood wall or a levee connecting into the existing levee to keep it high and dry, or build up the Batcher taller to levee height, whatever. That should be us utilizing that. It's unbelievable how we just run away from the river and the lakefront. Other cities, they dig rivers, they dig lakes. They make artificial man-made beaches. San Antonio, the plaza, the San Antonio River. You can pole vault across it. It's like a canal more than a river. Seriously. It's like a canal more than a river. But in San Antonio, it's a river. It's beautiful. People dine on it. But you could pole vault across the thing. In Oklahoma City, they built like a lake and a river, expanded some little, worthless little waterway, and now they've got a lot of entertainment and stuff. I mean, come on. We've got it and we run from it. It's just strange, weird. A bill to turn New Orleans catch basins and smaller pipe cleaning over from the City Department of Public Works to the Sewage and Water Board passed the House. The Senate will pass it. The governor will sign it. And that's that. The mayor doesn't like it. Where's the additional funding coming from? It's sort of crazy. It's like, hey, Mayor, how much is the City Department of Public Works getting for that job every year? What do y'all have budgeted? Great. Write a check to the Sewage and Water Board for that. No, additional funds will be needed. Now, I was mentioning social media earlier, coming full circle. It's like children out there. The Saints and this LSED. I mean, I've just people saying something, and then people not saying that's absurd, but commenting on it, like a new stadium. Gail Benson needs to sell the team. The team could be moving. I'm just like, where do people come up with just this baseless stuff? Here we go again. No, it's public now. The Saints and the LSED. Just as I thought yesterday, I'm like, how long is the long-term deal? The Saints just sent out a press release. They're investing $200 million total. They're probably at the $150 they originally, said they would give, which is exactly right. And there's about 50 more that they're coming up with. Gail Benson putting this into a public facility for her team so they can ultimately charge more for tickets, make more money. It all, it's how it works. Got to keep up with the Joneses, literally and figuratively. In the NFL, 32 teams. We got one of the franchises. It's like a Baskin Robbins. It's got to have this set up, and you got to have these flavors and these cones available and all that. Like any franchise, got to be kept up to NFL standards. Naturally, our market doesn't handle it. So the state does a little subsidizing, which in the long run, it's give the Saints a little cash, and we make more money in the long haul. It's worth it. It's an investment. And I think it is. I don't think it's great. You wish it would naturally work on its own like it should. Like we've got a bunch of Fortune 500 and a lot of money, and we don't need any subsidies, but that isn't how pro sports work in New Orleans. But the Saints are using this time, the last $50 million of dome renovation money they owe to, hey, let's get this long-term deal signed. And LSED's like, Super Bowl's coming up. You just signed an extension till 2030. We got time for the long-term deal. But the Saints don't want to lose that leverage, and I think that's why you're seeing this now. And LSED doesn't want to give the Saints the leverage. They want them to lose it. It's natural for both sides to be doing what they're doing. Corey Johnson with you on a Thursday afternoon.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Hey, thanks for checking out the program each and every time you do it. It's always brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra. If you're thinking about a Ford vehicle like a Ford F-150, why would you even consider any other Ford dealership? Wherever you can see me on TV, YouTube, hear me on the radio, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Jackson, Mississippi, Southern Mississippi, Biloxi, Gulfport, Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, worth the drive to Kennebra, I-10 and Williams, the car corner. Right on the corner, right on the price. Lamarck Ford, the big store, for over 45 years. Number 1 Ford dealership in the region. Right next door, Lamarck Lincoln, number 1 Lincoln dealership, state of Louisiana. And now, right across the parish, Crescent City Ford, the legendary Ford truck dealership under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Corey Johnson with you Thursday afternoon, 5 o'clock power hour. Our Humane May fundraiser continues. It ends a week from tomorrow. We got the Memorial Day weekend. Some folks have already checked out. Monday's a checkout day. It's really like Tuesday through next Friday. We got to raise thousands of dollars for cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. We've got to hit that goal. It's crunch time. Please step up. Go to the website, humanela.org. You'll see me laying down with Blue Boy, upper left-hand corner, that page. Click on that and donate. humanela.org. Hey, speaking of the Humane Society of Louisiana, their Facebook page, you go there, look at the photos, read what the photos are about. You'll go to the website and donate because they do great stuff. humanela.org. They save cats and dogs, kittens and puppies' lives every day. Jeff Dorson runs the Humane Society of Louisiana. He joins us again on the program. What up, Jeff?
Hey, Corey. Thanks again for Humane May. Shout out to Michael O'Hara, formerly of the Sheiks. He donated $500. So big thank you to him.
Wow, are you kidding me?
$1,000. So yeah, it's coming in. We're still behind from where we were last year. So please donate if you can, everyone. And the money saves lives, improves living conditions. You get people who lobby, who advocate, who investigate, who go out way out on a limb to try and help. And if we have time, I'd like to tell you about a rescue that two wonderful Good Samaritans joined forces to pull a puppy out of a dumpster. Do we have a minute?
Yes.
Actually, it was a mother dog struggling to survive in this hot weather on a concrete balcony over Mother's Day not so long ago. People noticed the dog, somebody filmed it, and it had a spinal cord injury. So put all these things together, we have a terrible situation. And luckily, people got together. Two women saw the video, couldn't wait for the SPCA and police to arrive. They took it upon themselves. They went to the scene, and they saw something strange. As they were going up to the 4th floor, a woman passed them with something in a black trash bag. The woman turned the corner. They heard a yelp, but before they could backtrack and find the woman, she was gone. They went to the door where the dog was filmed, knocked on it. Woman answered eventually. And after a long period of time, she finally admitted, yes, that was her dog in the black trash can, and she just put it in the dumpster.
Wow. All right. Where did this take place?
This was on Chapatulas by Walmart in that area. So the two women raced down the 4 levels of stairs, went to the dumpster. There were 6 of them. Started opening up the lids on the 4th one. They opened it up, and there was a nice little black mama dog looking up at them from the bottom of the dumpster. Jeez. What a way to treat an animal.
Now, what happened to the lady that dumped her? Hopefully the police came and arrested her.
Unfortunately, she got a citation, so she has to go to court, but she wasn't cuffed. So it's on her to go to the arraignment and what have you. So municipal court, wish it were a felony, but we're in New Orleans where we're competing with horrible other crimes.
I get that. But so what you're saying in New Orleans, you can throw a dog into a dumpster, throw him away while he's alive, and you're not going to get arrested for that. That's what you're telling me.
You're going to get a citation.
Wow. That's the problem. That's the problem. That woman should have been arrested right away. Her crappy life, good, bad, whatever, totally thrown in turmoil. Mess up her job, her life, everything. Other people see that. They're like, I'm not going to throw the dog in the dumpster. Unbelievable.
Well, you're right. Penalties are low. Standards are low. Everything's low.
Pathetic.
In the city and state. You know that.
Yep, your dog knows that. But so go on. These two wonderful women rescue the dog, and what's next? They grab the dog out the dumpster and
took it to the vet. It's being cured of its spinal injury. There were puppies involved. They went back the next day because they couldn't sleep without trying to rescue them. Knocked on the same door. A different family member opened, saying, no, she's going to keep the puppies. The rescuer left her name and number, said, if you change your mind, I'll buy them. The phone rang later that night. Okay, I'll sell them. They went and got the puppies. So
how much for each dog?
Is safe and sound.
How much for each dog?
100 each.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. This lady needs to be arrested and not rewarded. Yeah. Once it was where you could sell the dogs $100 each. How many dogs? How many puppies?
2 puppies. It was a different family member.
I don't care. It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
Yeah, they're all guilty.
Of course, they're all guilty. It's ridiculous. Go in there, you probably find a bunch of other criminal activity going on. It's pathetic. This is the most pathetic story I've ever heard.
Yep. Well, the rankings came out, U.S. World and News last week. Where was Louisiana?
50th. We beat West Virginia in bad. Uh-oh, check out this guy coming on board, Jeff. He's joining the program.
Oh, yeah. He's saying, donate, please.
Yep. Save my buddies, humanela.org. No, none of my friends deserve to be thrown in a dumpster. Jeff, always a pleasure, brother. We'll hit that goal next week.
Let's do it. Thanks, Corey.
HumaneLA.org is the website. Go to it right now and donate. HumaneLA.org. 5 o'clock power hour is next. Stand by.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. LSED.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. LSED.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's time for Batman and Robin. Later, Aquaman and Wonder Woman. But now, it's the Boy Wonder and Batman. I guess the Boy Wonder or Batman around these parts, especially when it's Saints football, would have to be number 9, Mr. Drew Brees, or maybe number 57, one Ricky Jackson. You are correct, Mr. Breeze. It is indeed New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way on a Thursday. Thanks for joining us as we're heading towards the weekend. Our Humane May fundraiser ends a week from tomorrow. All month long, like every May, every year, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana so we can make a difference and save animals' lives, literally. Dogs, cats, kittens, puppies, goats, horses. Our fundraiser, our Humane May fundraiser, ends a week from tomorrow, May 31st. Please donate right now. HumaneLA.org is how you do it. Top left-hand of the front page, top left-hand corner of the front page. You'll see me laying there on the sofa. Click on that. You can donate. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Michael O'Hara of the Sheiks donating $500. Thank you very much, Michael O'Hara of the Sheiks. $500, man. That's just strong. That's just, I love animals. I believe in this cause. I believe in Jeff Dorson. I want to make a difference. I want to save kittens and dogs and cats and puppies. Michael O'Hara of the Sheiks, $500 donation. That's 5% right there. Tim Rice on the North Shore, $1,000. Between those two guys, 15% taken care of. So on one end, you're like, damn, Michael O'Hara, $500. Tim Rice, $1,000. Corey's not going to have a problem. No, I wouldn't if there were like 20 of those guys, but there aren't. So we need a bunch of you and me's giving 20, 50. I gave $100 week 1. I might give another 100 if we're going to need it to get over the hump next week. I might be giving a $200 donation or maybe more. I'll probably be giving again. Donate whatever you're comfortable giving. $10, $20, $50, $100. Maybe like Michael O'Hara, $500, or Tim Rice, $1,000. And then we can hit that goal next Friday of raising $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana, making a difference, saving animals' lives. It's easy for us. We don't have to do any of the heavy lifting like Jeff Dorson and his crew and go out there and physically save the animals. We get to pull out a credit card, debit card, make a little pop on it, a little donation, and we're done. HumaneLA.org. 91 degrees, getting over 90, 57% humidity. Feels like 97, almost 100 out there. Memorial Day weekend. It's sort of a rinse and repeat. No rain in sight. Wake up mid-70s every day. We'll get into the low 90s, maybe even mid-90s. Might feel like over 100, especially Monday, Memorial Day. That's supposed to be the hottest day of the weekend, Monday. Anyway, extended weekend. Some of you have already got it started. Some of you are right now in the car, checking out the program, beelining east on I-10, heading to southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, panhandle of Florida for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Yeah, with that Monday, it's a little extended gimmick. You add a Thursday or Friday, kaboom goes the dynamite. All of a sudden, you got like a 4, 5, 6 day holiday. Sweet. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This is like the Ricky Bobby, Ron Burgundy movie, whatever it was, when I guess it was Ron Burgundy was trying to, but the sports guy was trying to, or the reporter, the anchor, the reporter was trying to give the weather guy some cologne so his date would be successful. And they were like, you'll hook up with this woman using this. It's 100% chance this works 50% of the time. And Ron Burgundy's like, 100% chance it works 50% of the time. This actually does make sense, but it's similar. It sounds like it doesn't. The NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, says it's going to be an above average hurricane season. 17 to 25 named storms, 8 to 13 hurricanes, 4 to 7 of them will be major. They're saying an above average hurricane season, 85% chance this year. Like 17 out of 20, it's going to be an above average hurricane season. 10% chance it'll be normal, and only a 5% chance, 1 out of 20, it'll be below average, like a less severe season. And they have a 70% confidence level in those percentages. So 85% chance and above average hurricane season, and they have a confidence level of 70% on that 85% above average hurricane prediction. Big story of yesterday. We had to act on the fly. That's how we do it. What choice do I have? Abandon the story because I've got a set show sheet like some talk show hosts do? Wow, there's a breaking story. The Saints and the LSED, the Louisiana Stadium and Exposition District, says the Saints owe $11.5 million. They're 4 months late on payments for the dome renovations. We'll talk about that tomorrow. No, we can talk about it right now. It was the breaking story yesterday. And a lot of the deductive reasoning based off of facts and gathering information during the breaks proved to be right. It was a leverage deal. It is a leverage deal between both parties, the Saints and the LSED. The Saints, as an NFL organization, trying to get the most they can get out of the city and state. The LSED, representing the Dome, the taxpayers' state, trying to give the Saints as little as possible. This is a critical juncture right now for both parties. This is a leverage time. The Saints, they don't want to lose that leverage. There's $50 million more they're putting up for these dome renovations. The Super Bowl's a little over 8 months away. It's crunch time. So the Saints are like, hey, LSED, you want that $50 million? Let's get this long-term deal signed. This 2055 deal where the Saints are locked and loaded into the Superdome long-term. And the LSED is like, hey, guys, just last year you signed an extension to 2030. We don't have to get this done right now. There is no sense of urgency. You're locked into the Dome until 2030. Relax. We'll get it done. Pay the $50 million. We got a Super Bowl in a little over 8 months. So the Saints don't want to lose that leverage in the negotiation. They're holding this $50 million out there. And the LSED is like, we got an extension. Just pay the $50 million. We'll work out the details. But then the Saints lose that leverage and the LSED gains it. So each side is going back and forth right now. It's about the long-term Superdome lease. And social media gets so dopey. People make crazy comments that have no basis in fact or logic or anything to back them up at all. And folks don't knock them down. They add to it, throw fuel onto the ridiculous fire like new stadium. Gail Benson should sell the team. The Saints are now going to move. It's like, don't you follow this kind of thing and understand? I mean, in one way, we're blessed. You have Gail Benson, this yaddy New Orleans woman that understands New Orleans' strengths and weaknesses, understands our mental and financial limitations, understands it's a smaller market, all of that. It's quirky. You got Dennis Lauscha, Ben Soul. These are Jesuit guys, New Orleans guys. They understand the importance the team is to the community. So you actually have like yaddy New Orleanians that get our dysfunction and are working with us when we don't have Fortune 500 companies and really aren't an NFL city economically. No, we're fortunate. Another owner could move the team to London and double the value of the franchise, literally double the value in London or Mexico City or San Diego or something like that. And another owner would be like, I need a new stadium. And maybe try to leverage that. I need a better deal, whatever. I'm not saying Gail Benson's great or not. I'm not saying the LSED is doing the right thing or not. I'm just saying this is all part of a negotiation. And we're lucky that Gail Benson is a New Orleanian and kind of gets us. And a lot of New Orleanians are involved in decision making and they obviously get us. No, we're lucky with that. This is all going to work out. The team's not being sold. Saints aren't getting a new stadium. They're not moving. This will all be worked out. And probably in the next few weeks. Corey Johnson with you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint. and supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Thursday afternoon. Humane May fundraiser going on as we speak. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org is how you donate. Michael O'Hara of the Sheiks donating $500. Tim Rice, $1,000. If everybody did this, it'd be over with. But they are just a handful. Most folks don't donate, obviously. And those that do, it's little pops like I gave a few weeks ago, $100. Give whatever you can, $20, $50, $100 or more. Let's hit that $10,000 goal, make a difference, and save animals' lives. Audubon Riverfront Park starting to come to fruition. $50 million will be spent over the next couple of years, essentially connecting the Moonwalk to Crescent Park on the river. Basically, you're going to have a riverfront park in 2 years, multiple parks connected, going from the riverfront Hilton, the Riverside Hilton, the Four Seasons, Spanish Plaza, all the way to Poland Avenue on the river. What is that? Maybe 3 miles? I'm guessing about 3 miles of linear park on the Mississippi River. This is going to connect the existing Moonwalk to the existing Crescent Park. Phase 1 is the Governor Nichols Street Wharf getting revitalized. They'll keep some of the shed wall. They'll keep some of the roof. They'll keep some of the shed. They'll open up some of the other area, invest in that, and then the shed will become like, it'll be known as like the shed. It'll be a little concert venue. Phase 2, Esplanade Avenue Street Wharf, going east down the river, going downriver east, south really, but heading in an east direction in New Orleans. 2 years, $50 million. The Moonwalk to Crescent Park. It'll all be connected with this, and then you basically can go from Canal Street to Poland Avenue. Crescent Park, Audubon Riverfront Park, Moonwalk, Waldenburg Park, the aquarium, Spanish Plaza, all connected. Bicycling, walking, exercising, sightseeing, sitting out there, just enjoying it. Bringing the dog on the leash. Tough to beat. And 3+ miles, I'm guessing, of just superb linear park. Really, really world class. That finished product is going to add to what we've already got. City Park is one of the best urban parks in the United States of America. Everything in it is really well done, first class, well done. There's not much second-rate stuff or forgotten or yesteryear stuff. It's all updated recently, a lot of money poured into the park. City Park's wonderful. Audubon Park in Uptown, very tough to beat. Just a beautiful park, lots of amenities, Like City Park, what they have is all first class and top notch. Very little that's not. Audubon Park could use like an upgrade in tennis to maybe not be as large, but equal in quality to what City Park has. That's about all Audubon's lacking. They just redid Magazine Street. It's wonderful. It's all flowers in bloom on the neutral ground on Magazine. We're going to have a third park that's world class, that's top notch, this riverfront connection of multiple parks. Fantastic news for the city of New Orleans. Some fantastic news up in Baton Rouge, I would say. A bill to turn the New Orleans catch basins and smaller pipes, that cleaning job, a bill to turn it over from the city of New Orleans' Department of Public's Doesn't Works, the city's Department of Public Works. It'll go to the Sewage and Water Board. The Sewage and Water Board will do all the drainage, not large pipes, and then the city Department of Public Works handles smaller pipes in the catch basins. Just insane. The mayor's opposing this legislation, wants to know where the additional money is going to come from. The second point's legitimate. It will require additional funds, but it's almost like, hey, mayor, the Department of Public Works, what do they have budgeted annually for the catch basins and small pipe cleaning? Write a check to the Sewage and Water Board for that. Anyway, the Senate, it's a mere formality, I should say, a mere formality. They will sign off on this, so will the governor. 72,000 plus catch basins in Orleans Parish. You heard me right, 72,000 plus will now be taken care of by the Sewage and Water Board, the entity that should have been taking care of them all along. One entity, one thing, all under one roof, not splitting it up into two different groups. And the city of New Orleans, the dysfunction there. And we know the Department of Public Works and their dysfunction. The Office of Inspector General has done a few audits, investigations, reports on the office of the Department of Public Works for the city, and lots of screw-ups, fraud, abuse, misappropriation of funds, not giving documents that are requested. I mean, go on and on and on. Just dysfunctional, unorganized. The left hand doesn't know what the right's doing. Just typical New Orleans. So it's nice to not have them involved in the catch basins and the smaller pipe cleaning, because they're not doing it. And at least with the new Sewage and Water Board, and I'm not talking even from this legislative session, I'm talking Ghassan Corbin Sewage and Water Board, at least there's someone that, the buck stops with me. I'm responsible. This guy doesn't run from responsibility, but he also tells it like it is. Antiquated old system, only place we have to pump ourselves out. Gravity doesn't do it, on and on and on. Yesteryear, turbine 4 from 1915, like a Model T. It's ridiculous. So no, but it's good that the Sewage and Water Board will be taking that over from the city. It's essentially unofficially official. The Senate's going to pass it. The House just did 91-0. And Governor Landry will sign it. The city of New Orleans right now has 4 1,000-plus room hotels. The Hilton's the bad boy, I think 1,700 rooms. I want to say the largest hotel in the Gulf Coast. I think Beau Rivage is number 2. Let's see how many rooms Beau Rivage has, if I can pull that up. Beau Rivage, Biloxi. Number of rooms. Should come up quickly. Maybe not. Ooh, they're the largest. Wow, the largest building in Mississippi, 3,200,000 square feet. That's crazy. That 3,200,000 square feet, that's One Shell Square, Place St. Charles, and Charity Hospital combined. They're all about $1 million each. One Shell Square, Place St. Charles, and Charity combined. That's the Beau Rivage. 1,740 rooms, including 95 luxury suites. So they're the largest hotel on the Gulf Coast by a few dozen rooms. The Hilton has about 1,700. Beau Rivage was a Wynn, built casino. They overthought the market. They thought it was a much deeper market, much bigger fish, a lot more money. Didn't realize it was a regional market, not a national market. Beau Rivage was like a $700 million casino, 20 years ago? Like $700 million. You can tell it's, especially when you see shots of Biloxi from like above, like a plane or some high shot. The Beau Rivage is gigantic, and every other casino there is small, even like the IP or Hard Rock or any of them. They're just nowhere near the size, thickness, of the Beau Rivage. Beau Rivage sits up. You drive up in front. It's like a Bellagio Junior. It's like a Bellagio Junior, 700 million. Wynn went bankrupt. He was out of the market. Another group came in, took it over. They're out of the market. Now I think you have a third group, and they're doing fine. I remember going into the Beau Rivage like day one. Now, a lot of folks just know you walk in the door, and directly in front of you is the casino. But day one, there was a wall directly in front of you, or doors that were locked, or a wall that moved that was locked in place. I was there like first month or two it was open. And you go in the front door, and immediately you go to left, and there's like a wall, like a hall of shops or something. And right away, I mean, it was like Rolex, like a Rolex shop, like Rolex running it, not Corey Johnson Jewelers, like Rolex. And then there's like Ferragamo and Bruno Magli and, Louis Vuitton and like all these little stores that are just super high-end and expensive. Then I go about 6-8 months later, and a few of those stores had changed. It was like Frank's Jewelry, and the Rolex sign was still there, but it was like Frank's Jewelry. I go about 2 years later, totally changed. Two things I noticed. One, they're not making you go to the left through the hall of shops. You just go straight into the casino now. And then if you do go visit the hall of shops, it is there a Rolex for sale? Maybe one. Not a Rolex shop anymore. No Ferragamo, no...
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 airy locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock powwow on a Thursday afternoon. Summer's here. It's hot out there, man. 91 feels like 97. Memorial Day weekend is upon us. Some of you already in it. In the vehicle heading east, going to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Alabama Gulf Coast, Florida Panhandle. Some of you heading in another direction. A lot of folks beelining out of town right now, extending that weekend, taking Thursday, Friday, the weekend, plus Monday, Memorial Day. Most folks aren't going back to work until Tuesday of next week. And some have already started the extended weekend, making it an even longer extended weekend. Yeah, be safe out there. Memorial Day weekend. The weather's like a big rinse and repeat. No rain in sight. We start off every day over the next 4 or 5 days, like mid-70s, and then it gets hot. We get into the 90s. Monday, Memorial Day, is supposed to be the real scorcher. Definitely supposed to be a feels like north of 100 day. We'll see. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's predicting an above-average hurricane season. And then I'm reading another headline. This is the most severe season they've ever predicted. 85% chance, 17 out of 20 chance, almost 9 out of 10 chance that it's going to be above average. Only a 5% chance it'll be below average, 1 out of 20. And here's where it gets weird. They have a 70% confidence rate in these predictions. It just sounds like Ron Burgundy, that movie where the reporter guy's trying to help the weather guy pick a cologne. And he's like, this one gets you with the ladies. You know, this one works 100% of the time with the ladies, 50% of the time. It's like, what? But the NOAA thing actually does make sense. They're predicting a 17 out of 20 chance that it's going to be an above average hurricane season, basing it on El Nino turning to La Nina, warmer than normal Atlantic, less wind, hotter water everywhere, just really prime for a severe hurricane season. So they're saying 85% chance above average season, and we have 70% confidence in this prediction. So we'll see. But it's like the Trump-Biden race. If you're a Trump supporter, you want to have the lead. If you're Biden, you'd rather have the lead. Trump's got the lead right now in the polls. We'll see what's going to happen. Polls don't mean anything definitively, but you'd rather have the lead than not. You'd rather it be a less severe hurricane season prediction than not. And they could be wrong. It could be the most severe ever. So, no, I don't like that. I don't like that it's 85% chance above average, and I don't like they have a 70% confidence level on this because severe hurricanes bad. 17 to 25 named storms. 8 to 13 will be hurricanes. 4 to 7 of those hurricanes will be major. No, that's just not cool. It's a stressor, especially for us living down here, huh? Speaking of some Saints fans stressing out, social media is a trip. Just dopey comments, and then they gain fire. They gain fuel, like Gail Benson should sell the team. The Saints need a new stadium. The Saints are moving. It's just like, and then people are commenting like in a intellectual way. Oh, that makes sense. And it's just like, really? No, it makes no sense at all. The Saints aren't getting a new stadium. Just dumped $500 million into the dome. Just dumped $500 million into the dome. Saints getting a new stadium. Where does that even come from? It's just absurd. Saints are moving. Oh, they are? Yaddy New Orleanian, Gail Benson, and Lauscha New Orleanian, Bensel and New Orleanian, all these folks that part of the team, bunch of New Orleans. Mickey Loomis married to a New Orleanian. It's been here 20 years. They get our dysfunction. They're working with us, not against us. Some out-of-town owner, the team would already be gone, or new stadium demands or whatever. Don't want renovations to the dome. Put that into a new stadium. No, it's not a good situation. The Saints have some leverage. They're trying to use it right now. But thank goodness it's Yaddy New Orleanians that own the team and get us. And then the state and New Orleans, we are limited. Don't have any Fortune 500 companies. Don't have a lot of wealth. So to sustain an NFL and NBA franchise, sustain even NFL is very difficult for New Orleans in 2024. When the NFL was a secondary league to Major League Baseball in the 60s and 70s, when it was blue collar, and then it went to white collar, and then it went to corporate. It went from regular people to rich people to wealthy. It's just how it is. And New Orleans can't compete. So the state has to come up with money where essentially they pay the Saints organization. It could be direct payment. It could be renting space in Benson Tower. So the Saints and the LSED, the group that runs the dome, now their lease negotiation is public. And this is a critical point for both sides. I'm on neither side. I just want a good deal where the Saints are happy and the state doesn't get screwed and it's worked out. And that's usually what happens. It ain't cheap keeping an NFL team when you have to subsidize it. It's sad we don't have the economy where it just naturally happens. But we don't. But also the state can't be irresponsible and give away everything. But right now is leverage time. It's a little over 8 months till the Super Bowl. About $450 million in renovations to the dome has been put into play, and there's about $50 million left, the final $50 million. And of that $50 million, the Saints have to it's really about $60 million. The Saints have to come up with 50. There's 11.5 they owe that work that's already done, and there's another $50 million where they owe like 40 of that. So the Saints need to come up with about another $50 million. And the Super Bowl is 8 months away. And it's really before that. The last $50 million in renovation work will be done before the Saints season starts in September. So this work will be done over the summer, over the next 3 months. The state, the LSED, they're like, man, let's get this money from the Saints. Let's get this Super Bowl going. Just late last year, the Saints signed an extension to stay in the Dome till 2030. There's no sense of urgency. We can get the deal done later, next year, the year after that. Let's get this Super Bowl wrapped up and let's move forward. And then the LSED and the state realizes the Saints have put all their money into the Dome. They don't have that card to play. Hey, we're holding $50 million back at the end. And that's what the Saints are doing right now. They're holding $50 million back in Dome renovation money at the end, wanting their long-term deal done now. I think within the next few weeks, seriously, within the next few weeks, the Saints and the LSED will announce they've agreed in principle to a long-term deal. And not like before where they, basically had the broad parameters of a deal agreed upon. It's the nitty-gritty time. I don't know the details. I don't know if it's Benson Tower and the lease with the state that has to be extended and match the Dome length of that lease. I don't know if it's the state and the LSED want to reevaluate the Dome compared to other NFL stadiums. Is it staying up to par? Maybe they want to do it every 8 to 10 years and the Saints want it done every 4 to 6 or something like that. I don't know the details, but it's the end of the deal. Most of it is understood and agreed upon. These folks have worked together before. It's the same civic-minded New Orleanians, essentially. It's the same Saints people, all New Orleanians. So the crazy talk of new stadium, Saints moving, Gail Benson sell the team, none of that's happening. The opposite. The Saints and the LSED are going to get this banged out. That's my take. Yesterday, while this story was breaking, don't have the luxury of, hey, we'll talk about this tomorrow. That isn't how I do a show. You abandon your show sheet, your topics, and the story that's breaking, you go with that. Over the time of the program, basically came to in the beginning, I'm like, this is weird. The LSED is saying the Saints owe $11.5 million. 4 months of payments they're late on for the Dome renovations. I'm like, I don't get it. Is this a leverage play? And then I was like, it has to be a leverage play. And then by the end of yesterday's program, I'm like, how long's the Saints lease in the Dome? And they're about to dump $200 million. They want a long-term deal. It's a leverage thing, that kind of thing. And then I'm posting that on Twitter, and about an hour or two later, Fletcher Mackel, Jeff Duncan, the sports people in town, basically saying the exact same thing. It's, the negotiations. A lot of Saints fans are freaking out, especially on social media. All I can say is keep your shirts on. Saints aren't moving. Saints aren't getting a new stadium. Gail Benson's not selling the team. The LSED, the state of Louisiana, the Superdome, and the Saints are going to bang out a deal. And it's probably going to happen sooner than later now that it's out in the public spotlight. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock powwow brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating, now in Baton Rouge. That's right, Capital City. Helm Paint and Decorating, the best in the business. New Orleanians have been enjoying these guys for 55 plus years. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, you do it once, you do it right. Helm Paint and Decorating. That applies now to Baton Rouge. 4 area Baton Rouge Helm locations, free delivery. Helm Paint and Decorating, now in Baton Rouge.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Ooh la la, I move. That's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Blue Plate Mayonnaise, New Orleans. Blue Plate Mayonnaise, spread the love. That new label, same great Blue Plate Mayonnaise in that jar or squeeze bottle. It's on your grocery shelf. New look, same legendary taste, Blue Plate Mayonnaise. Humane May fundraiser going on right now. Please donate, humanela.org. Let's save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. HumaneLA.org. A bill passed the House today, 91 zip. I guess there were 14 people that didn't vote. I'm guessing it's 14 people from New Orleans. Basically, the Sewage and Water Board will now clean the 72,000 plus catch basins instead of the city's Department of Public Works. Isn't that insane, finding that out, that the city's Department of Public Works takes care of catch basins and like the pipe coming out of the catch basin until it goes to the larger pipe. Then they're out of it. Then it's the Sewage and Water Board takes over from there and handles everything else when it comes to drainage, except the catch basins and the pipes that are hooked to them. It's just crazy. Crazy. Why that little piece cut out? The mayor's bummed out that piece is cut out now. Concerned, like, who's going to fund that? Where's the money to fund that coming from? Maybe from the Department of Public Works. How much were they budgeting annually to clean out the 72,000 plus catch basins? I don't know. Anyway, a bill to have the Sewage and Water Board handle the catch basins and small pipes is going to be passed in the Senate, and the governor's going to sign it, and the city will lose control of that, the Department of Public Works, and that's a good thing because the Department of Public Works in New Orleans doesn't have a very good reputation. They really don't. They really don't. When I think of an entity that the city of New Orleans funds that's well run, it's the Office of Inspector General. It's the Office of Inspector General. By the way, how about the Jefferson Parish Council? Typical. I often talk about how that Office of Inspector General is worthless in Jefferson Parish. Might as well not have it. It's politically controlled. It's not autonomous like here in New Orleans. In Jefferson Parish, the council can control the money, the budget. And right now, when the Inspector General in Jefferson Parish requests something from politicians, it has to go through another channel. I mean, how can you do a real investigation, audit, or report when you don't have autonomy to get the public information that the Office of Inspector General should be able to get immediately? Nothing redacted, no delays. No, the Jefferson Parish City Council and President control the Office of Inspector General. In New Orleans, the budget of that office is locked into the city budget. Taxpayers would have to vote to get that removed. It's brilliant. It's so well set up. Thank you, Bob Sarasoli, the father of the modern day IG in the United States. He set up the office here in New Orleans and did a masterful job. Do nothing, Derry Harper, that political hack. You know, he was worried about black and white, Republican, Democrat. He was pathetic, did nothing. Ed Michel, who they got going right now in that office in New Orleans, kicking butt, taking names, a pit bull. He's relentless. My only concern, he doesn't burn out like Bob Sarasoli and have to leave. Jefferson Parish's office is a joke. And the council, instead of giving it more autonomy, they keep it in this lame, spayed, neutered, dysfunctional form. That's what Jefferson Parish wants. Jefferson Parish has the luxury of always telling their citizens, look at Orleans, compared to Orleans, it's a joke. It's not a fair comparison. New Orleans is the inner city, urban. Jefferson Parish is suburban, the suburbs. It's supposed to be different, cleaner, smoother, better run, not the inner city. And you North Shore folks that, hey, we're better than the South Shore, you're the exurbs of New Orleans. You're supposed to be that way. That's what's expected. It's not apples to apples. So Jefferson Parish, looking down on New Orleans, our Office of Inspector General is relentless. The Jefferson Parish office is a joke. It's controlled by the politicians. That office should be churning out reports and investigations and audits all day long. And every now and then, somebody with a contract with the parish or a politician, an elected official, is doing something illegal and it goes to the feds, criminal behavior. If you don't think that's happening, you're asleep at the wheel. Is Jefferson Parish better government, better run than Orleans? You bet it is. Is Jefferson Parish full of a bunch of New Orleans characters that just moved across the 17th Street Canal? A bunch of political hacks, jokers, people on the take? You bet it is. Don't kid yourself, Jefferson Parish. North Shore, same thing. A.G. Crow in Slidell, when he was an elected official, kept the Office of Inspector General from becoming a reality in St. Tammany. That might be the single most important thing St. Tammany government could have right now. Super affluent parish, north of 250,000 folks, growing, lots of money, lots of taxpayer finance, public projects all over St. Tammany. You want a watchdog, a CPA scrutinizing those projects, making sure that money's being spent properly in St. Tammany. They have no IG over there. That office would pay for itself indefinitely the first year it was open. They'd save millions of dollars that would be reoccurring every year in losses, and instead that would finance the office. Jefferson Parish, same thing. But that office does nothing. It's a joke. And the council just voted to keep it a joke. The council voted to keep it a joke. They're worried about themselves, not you, the citizens, having this watchdog scrutinize what they do in Jefferson Parish. And that's sad, and that's a shame. No, the New Orleans IG, excellent. Jefferson Parish, a joke. St. Tammany, MIA, doesn't even exist. Should be embracing that. Citizens in Jefferson demand better, demand a New Orleans level of autonomy. Seriously, it's one of the few things we do right. And North Shore folks simply demand an IG. Hey, speaking of North Shore, Trey Yen, Thursday night, what a great way to walk in the door, a big to-go order from Trey Yen. Everybody's happy. Curbside delivery, Trey Yen in Mandeville. What's that, Blue Boy? Better yet, dine in at Trey Yen. North Shore folks know where it is, foot of the causeway. South Shore folks, foot of the causeway. That means 25 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. You're at the front door at Trey Yen in Mandeville. Superb Chinese cuisine. That's Blue Boy saying, Mañana Fantasy Friday. See you tomorrow, 4 p.m.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.